the man with ball in hand is Umair Ali. And so we're near ready for play here. Looks like Richard Ramdin will be the man on strike.
So we're ready. The Twenty20 Blast comes down to the final two team. Back first. And strikers, they've done well, of course, to get to here. And Ramdin and Sangalima comes out for strikers, having won the toss, electing to bat. And they'll start from the Belt Parkway end, and that's called Ron McFarlane end for now. And this is the T20 Blast final game. We got the signal from the umpire, and we're ready for play. Ramdin on strike, and here is Umair Ali, first ball of the final. Ramdin gets bat on ball, so dot ball. Good start here from back first car. First ball a dot, every ball will count.
Yes, Len, they're off and running, and we expect to see a pretty interesting matchup. Both teams very well balanced. Back first supports the likes of the informed Umar Farouk. This one is cut away to backward point, and a misfield allows Ramdin to get away, get off the mark. And so strikers up and running. It's 1-0. We're in the first over of play here, and this one promises to be quite an interesting matchup, as I pointed out, in the sense that both teams come to this championship final in good nick. We saw some sparkling performances in the semi-final. In the semis, Pac first saw a sparkling half-century from their main man, Umar Farouk. And then we also saw some really quality batting from the strikers team, including the likes of Trinson Carmichael, who got among the runs, Gajanan Singh got among the runs, as well as Hemindra Ramdihal, who got among the runs. So both teams emerges within good nick.
So ball taken on the pad. First appeal of the match. Not out says umpire Ron McFarlane. And so brilliant conditions here at Gateway Park, Roy Sweeney Oval. And the ground hasn't looked any better. So Ramdin is on one. Sangalima is yet to get off the mark. He's only faced one ball. And Umair Ali from the top end of your ground runs into ball to Sangalima. And Sangalima gets a good delivery, digs it out, gets a single as the ball goes into the onside. And so a couple of runs here for strikers, having won the toss, electing to bat. And the strikers team, of course, includes Sangalima, Ramdin, Gajanan Singh, the captain, Kevin Ramdin, Hemindra Ramdihal, Kian Lake, Rahat Khan, Carmichael, Neville Stewart, Wakas Ali, Chris Patadin. And we'll quickly run through the Pac first team when we get a chance.
Well,
so good start here from Umair Ali. Only a couple of runs in the over. You can't ask for a better start from Umair Ali than this, Carl. Just got 2 runs in the over so far.
And that's indeed a brilliant beginning for Pac first. They want to try to restrict this team as best as they can. Not easy to do, batting pretty much from top to bottom, those strikers possess.
Play on a miss, and the ball goes through to the keeper, number 23. That completes a very good over here from Umair Ali, and they've given Pakistan a good start here. Strikers are up to 2, and both batsmen out in the middle on 1.
Yes, Len, is Jalal Dua, the man who's doing the keeping duties this afternoon. And already we saw Dua, a first-class player out of India. And we saw him just yesterday in the CCL League final, put a sparkling innings together, one of the top batsmen in around the New York Tri-State region. And so between Dua, Umar Farouk, Bilal Ahmed, among others, Pac first packs a potent batting lineup. And so strikers will have to look to post a decent total here, something that will pose a challenge to this pack first team who can score runs and score them quickly.
Yes, Carl, and pack first have won a few tournaments in the last 3 or 4 years. They've done well, and Strikers have got into touching distance of finals in the past. So that's about the matchup. So Imran Khan. Sangalima gets a good delivery. Gets a, we'll have to stay. It's a dot ball. Good start here from Imran Khan. And not the Imran Khan, but a Imran Khan.
Well, the Imran Khan would be the Prime Minister and so of Pakistan at the moment, so wouldn't expect to see him here.
So Khan down the leg side. Sangalima goes up to the backward square area. Ball trickling away towards the fence. And they come back for a couple of runs. So one of the first aggressive shots we've seen of the day. And it comes off the bat of the attacking left-hander, Shiv Sangalima. He picks up a couple of runs. He goes up to 3-4 without loss.
And perhaps very unfortunate to not have that one carry into the boundary. Not sure on a fast outfit like this how that could not have gone, but somehow it stopped just inside the fence.
Oh, he's gone upstairs and has gone for the first NYC T20 blast maximum off the bat of Sangalima.
And it's to add insult to injury, Len, it's also a no ball. And so Sangalima on the go, picked it up early, got the elevation, got underneath it, got the elevation, and smashed it up and over. So no reliance then on the fast outfield to whether or not that would carry into the boundary.
Yes, Carl, that essentially became the free hit. And so we'll have to wait and see. Sangalima is on 9. And already Strikers are up to 11 without loss with a free hit ball. So a little bit of hold up here. Wonder why Steve Buckner is trying to make a point to the fielder.
Well, he can't adjust the field with the same batsman on strike for the free hit. And so the field has to be restored to the same exact position it had been.
Oh, big swing and a miss, as we have seen so many times in T20 cricket, Car. It appears that the batsman, the bowler will bowl his best ball when he's on the spell of a free hit.
And we've seen that time and again, yes, Len, as you pointed out, and Imran Khan coming up with a quality delivery as his replacement delivery and escapes with just the damage inflicted on the actual no ball itself.
So service is resumed. And a big shot attempted through the offside. Doesn't go well. And it goes into the glove of Jaladua, a man who comes out of India. Jaladua is a Ranji player. He has had a lot of runs in the United States over the year. Jaladua donning the gloves today. Top class player. We saw him a couple of days ago, Carl.
Yes, Len. A man of immense qualities, though. Wide is the indication from umpire Steve Buckner.
And Carl, spread across this tournament in the NYC Blast, some talented player who would have represented, of course, the West Indies. We saw Jermaine Lawson in this tournament. Many players who would have played regional cricket and cricket internationally outside of the West Indies. Many youth players, one of course Richard Ramdin, who's out in the middle, having represented the West Indies at the youth level, and Gajanan Singh, who played at the CPL level also for the West Indies youth. So this tournament has really attracted some of the really top guns of cricket in the US. And Trevor Griffith and the set was all set to play, so there's quite a few talent in this New York City T20 Blast this year.
In the air and just outside of Adil, running across, trying to get hand to it. And in the end, a good effort by Adil, not able to get there. And so Sangalima, while not in full control, gets a couple to advance his tally. He goes up to 11, the score up to 15.
Yeah, didn't get hold of that. Adil Naushawan did well to get close to the ball, Carl. It was always going to fall in no man's land. And it's 15 without loss. Playing a miss outside the off stump. That would conclude over number 2. And after 2 is 15 without loss.
I think I saw them by the foot.
So 15 without loss. Umair Ali continues. First over went very well. Only conceded a couple of runs. Runs into bowl to Ramdin. Oh, Ramdin goes big, straight down the ground for another maximum. So maximum number 2 from the news. First over went very well. Only conceded a couple of runs. Runs into bowl to Ramdin. Oh, Ramdin goes big, straight down the ground for another maximum. So max.
Already Richard Ramdin getting into the act early, and if these two should fire here, Len, both are perhaps due for scores. We could see a pretty good start, a pretty good foundation set here by strikers as they look to post the target for pack first to chase.
Yes, Carl, we saw Umair Ali bowl a very tidy first over in which he gave away 2, but you know it's coming sooner or later that the batsman is going to target him. And target they did. Lovely shot from Ramdin. He's giving strikers a good start. They're going just over 9. It's 21 in over number 3. Ramdin on 7. Oh, turned into the onside. Passes square leg, running up towards the square leg boundary.
Won't get there, and again, ball hanging in the outfield. So the outfield not as quick as we're used to seeing, but nonetheless, the batters have scampered through for 3. And so 24 up on the board now, inside of 3 overs already. So excellent start for strikers, going at better than 10 runs and over at the moment with the field restriction in play.
Certainly you don't see a lot of 3-run on this ground, but one of those rare occasions. So if you witness 3 runs run there, you can consider yourself a lucky day here at the Roy Sweeney Oval. Yeah, doesn't time it well. Enough slice to a couple of bounces and it goes away for 4. So quick start here from strikers. They're up to 28 without loss.
And an excellent slice. Again, ball with an offer. And Sangalima, he threw his hands at it. And the ball just peeling off the outside edge, up and over the vacant backward point region. And a couple of bounces into the fence. So he collects another boundary. That's boundary number 4 for number 2 actually for Sangalima. Boundary number 4 in this match so far.
So doesn't time it well. Choked into the shot. Gets a single. And Carl, we've seen Sangalima over the years, and you'd hardly see him. Although he opens the batting, hardly see him without a helmet. Hardly see him without a helmet. He's always one of those brave fighter who comes in and doesn't come with the protection of a helmet. So he's up to 16 at the moment.
Stands at the non-striker's end and watches as Ramdin will be on strike. Slow ball, and this one is turned into the onside. They challenge for a single, and in the end, it's comfortably in the end. A bit of a hesitation initially, but they cross through for 1. Takes a total up to 30. And so 1-6 struck by Ramdin so far, 1-6 under 4 struck by Sangalima. So 3 scoring boundaries to this point in this match. It's strikers winning the toss and taking first strike. They're off and running, off to a good start. Sangalimo on 16. Richard Ramdeen so far, he's up to 11. Umair Ali, 15 runs already conceded in the over. And this one is worked away, at least for a single here. The throw comes in and misses, not by much. If they scamper through and they get another single easily, that will complete the over. 16 runs from it. It's 31 for none after 3 strikers taking first strike here against Pac First. This is the 2020 edition of the New York T20 Blast, coming to you live from the Roy Sweeney Park here in beautiful Brooklyn, New York. The backdrop is the Belt Parkway going west towards the Verrazano Bridge. East is going towards Long Island. And it's all happening here. Full house on hand for a very good matchup between two very strong teams. First damaging blow. And so he creates the separation of the openers. Here he is moving into Singh. Bowler momentarily. Inside, at the very least, it will be 10 runs per over at the very least. Even
some players who minor league career this week.
Yes, minor league cricket.
Bhajan and Singh will be part